Hi, just a little maintenance video today for these boots. I had them just under a month. Normally I wouldn't be bothering with sort of putting any sort of treatment on my boots after a month, but it's been incredibly rainy, very wet winter, so I've actually found a little bit of water seems to be sneaking through the seams here into the footbed. Only when it's absolutely torrential, but I thought I'd use it as an opportunity to try something out. So as I say, early doors for these boots. Previous experience, these have a very, very waxy leather, and to be honest, I don't tend to treat them at all in the boots I had before. People have commented, you know, maybe I should look after my boots better, but normally there's really no need at all. So with the 4Life boots, you do get a pot of Wonder Balsam, if that's the way you say it, with your first pair. Now you can see from this, it's all brand new. A little sponge is used to apply it, and inside there, brand new, unused. So this actually will be the first time in I think, what was it, 4 years? 4 years of having this type of boot that I'm going to have to use any sort of treatment. So just to run you through what I'm intending to do, obviously take the laces out, give them a wipe over all over with this. That's sort of periodic treatment. I think I'll probably do that every month, every 2 months anyhow. See how that helps them hold up. And then just as a one-off treatment, what I'm going to do is to apply some extra balsam, that's the way you say it, along the seam, really thick. Might actually get a little paintbrush or something to dab it on there, and then I'll run it over with a hairdryer, and hopefully that'll melt it into the thread, and basically stop any sort of water being transmitted along there. And hopefully that'll be a one-off treatment, and these will sort of be waterproof then. Okay, so to start off with, let's take the laces out. Just on the point of the laces, always a weak link in these boots, I find. For example, this one's lost its little metal end tip, which just means it's going to fray. It's going to be really annoying. If only they could put a sort of heat treated end or a plastic coated end, it would probably be much better. I don't think it looks particularly special having the metal on there, but it certainly does fall off. Okay, so they're off. So I won't make you watch all this, but what I intend to do is just mop it on this. Not sure about the sponge. Normally I'd use a little cloth, or on any other product, but let's see. Maybe they do know best. So let's wipe it on there. Picks up quite nicely. And on it goes. Okay, it sinks in quite nicely. Maybe the sponge is the right sort of tool for the job. Let's try a little bit more. I'll show you a bit closer up. To be honest, the sponge does work quite nicely. So you see, sponging in there. I'll go over the whole boots with this. Extra in the seams, obviously. Right, okay, that soaks in quite nicely, so I'll treat the whole boots in that off camera, and we'll pop back in a second. Okay, so I've applied the balsam all over it. As you can see, definitely a case of a little dab will do it with this stuff. A little goes a long way. Really am actually quite won over by the use of a sponge. It applies it nicely, it doesn't absorb a lot of the material, which is always good, because it's frustrating when you sort of use a cloth to polish something and it soaks up half of your quite expensive conditioning stuff. And actually, if you keep to using one side of it only, it protects your fingers from the greasiness as well. So the next thing I'm going to do, we'll just bring it up closely here. You can see it's soaked in really nicely. It's now all nicely oiled up. But particular sort of attention to the seams around here. Make sure that's all sealed up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run quite a generous quantity of this around the seams, and that will be sort of as a one-off treatment, hopefully. So once that's on there, I'll melt it in with a hairdryer, and that will stop the transmission of any fluids, any liquids, water, from puddles and stuff through the threads, hopefully, and also I hope it will actually create a mechanical sort of physical stopper through some of these stitching holes. So as I say, you dab that on fairly generously. I was trying to find a sort of small, stiff, bristled paintbrush, but I couldn't find anything, so I'm just going to use a bit of kitchen paper just to smear it on with. As I say, really getting it in there. You can always wipe off any excess. I really want to soak it in there. So I'm going to go around it all, fairly thick covering like that, and we'll come back, give it a blast with a hairdryer, and see if that seals it up. Okay, so both boots have now got the balsam thickly applied, plenty on there. You can see that it's actually filling all the gaps currently. So I've got the hairdryer, just a regular sort of domestic thing, but with this end connector, I've got it on sort of max heat, low speed. Let's see if we can get that to melt in. Okay, you can see that it's melting alright. There's certainly plenty on there. So what I'll do is I'll work around it a couple of times, seeing how much I can get melted in, and probably just wipe off any excess after that. Okay, back in a second. Okay, so I think that's me done for today. What I did, I went round it 3 times with a hairdryer, trying to get it to soak in a bit more every time, and then on the 3rd time, whilst it was still wet, I just got the little sponge and redistributed any sort of spare excess back up into the leather so it wouldn't be wasted. That's just soaking in now. You can see, you know, there is still a sort of a physical sort of stopper to get the water through there. I'm hoping that's pretty resilient. Obviously through the process the hairdryer was sort of blasting it all round here. It was soaking in the top here, all round here. So hopefully all the spots where water could sneak in have now been sort of blocked and treated. The boots are nice and oily, ready for a couple more months service, and let's see if that keeps the water out. As I say, this is the first time I've used the Doc Martens treatment here. I'm quite impressed by the sponge applicator. That actually works really nicely. Just to refresh what's in here, blend of natural waxes, restores, protects. Doesn't actually tell you what's in there, what that blend is, but yeah, it seems quite nice stuff. So it feels like it's probably quite heavy on the beeswax. I think the modern product comes in a little silver metal tin, but still the same stuff inside as far as I'm aware. Okay, well I hope that's helpful. And if you've got some leaky stitching, it might be worth giving it a go with something like that and just really getting in there. Hopefully that will fix it. Okay, hope that's useful. Thank you very much.